Right, so we have now completed the code for our empty shopping cart, which is nice. Let's have a look at our requirements to check out what we need to do next. Example, shopping cart desired behavior point 1 must be able to add items to the shopping cart. So we now need to add some functionality, method, let's call it add method to the shopping cart. How do we do this? Or even better, how would you do this? Your task is to take the code that we've currently got, write the test first to bring about an add method on our shopping cart class. It's up to you to write over here a unit test to force the creation of an add method, and maybe a unit test like what we've got up here to force the creation of a shopping cart might be helpful. So then the test will be read, and then write the corresponding add method on the shopping cart. Doesn't have to do anything, okay, but the method has to be there. Okay, how do you get to the code that I have got right here, right now? So there are essentially two ways in which you can get the code. Firstly, either you have followed along in Visual Studio the way I have gone through this, and quite frankly I think that might, going forward, if you haven't done this, might be a really good idea, because it develops that muscle memory of how you do TDD. Okay, so maybe watch the video first and then come along and watch it again and do it, or type out the code as I type it out so you understand how it works. So that's the first way. The second way is using Git. I have actually got a public repository for the shopping cart and all the code for it. You need to go to GitHub, and I've put the path in the notes. I'm here in GitHub, in github.com/olaftielke/tdd-shopping cart. That's the path on GitHub. It's in the notes, so you can just take it and navigate to there. And then over here, there's a code button and sort of a drop down. You kind of drop down on this. And if you pick the HTTPS option, you've got some other options as well. This is the path to the Git repository on GitHub, and we can clone that. So you can kind of click on here and it will say copied. And the way I like to do this, I like to use Git from the command line, Git bash, but you can also do it from Visual Studio. Although having said that right now, it escapes me how to do that. So I'm going to do it from the command line. So I'm going to go C, so to get to the C drive. And then I know that in C source, I haven't got this particular folder and the files. Using Git, because using git clone, we can get all the files from GitHub onto your computer. So I come back to Git and I go cd src, and then if I go git clone and then paste that path into here, into this git command line, and then go enter, and it says cloning into TDD shopping cart. So it's already done. It took like no time whatsoever. Maybe for you it'll be a little bit larger, and it'll take a little bit longer, but it should happen within seconds. And then if we move up a directory, so we go change directory, so cd, and then we go tdd, td dash shopping cart, and it'll say main, so that's the main branch. So it's there, so TDD shopping cart has made it. And if we navigate to there, so I'm here in C source, so this wasn't here before, TDD shopping cart. And if I double click on TDD shopping cart.sln, it'll open up Microsoft Visual Studio, and the entire solution will be there. So all the code will be there. This isn't quite what we want. One of the things that we'll want to do is, and I've pointed this out in our notes as well, we want to grab a particular commit, the one where it says total is 0 green. We don't want to do the can add call red. This is the stuff this is the code you're to write. So just before total is 0 green, over here, click on copy, and then we kind of go back to Git and type git checkout and paste this commit identifier and then enter. Okay, fantastic. So this identifier will kind of show up over here. Don't worry too much about what else it says. So when you go back to Visual Studio now, you will be in a position to write the unit test for the add method. So you would just do that under here, the usual way, fact, public void, and so on and so forth. As a bit of a hint, the first unit test that we wrote, can create shopping cart, you'll do something similar to that unit test. Maybe you want to call it can call add, the unit test. So once you've got the unit test written to force or drive the creation of the add method, you will then, in the next step, implement an add method in the shopping cart. Add doesn't have to do anything, it just needs to be created. So over to you now. In the next video I will show you what kind of unit test I would write to create the add method, or to force the add method, and then I'll implement the add method in the shopping cart as well. So I'll show you what I do. I'll see you in the next video. Good luck.